All right, let's go. We got Super Awesome back in the house, always in the house.
Mhm.
And we got her the Victim t-shirt from Vindicate. So if
Nice
you wanna
swag.
go yeah. So if you wanna go check out that, that's on, vindicate.com. Uh, girl, what did we do? What did we do to our straight counterparts? Like, I feel like Pride Month just to end Pride Month, I feel like we did something that we weren't supposed to do to our straight counterparts, which, I don't even know. They're just okay, let me just pull this up. I'm gonna just pull it
Yes,
up.
please.
We did something. It was wrong. We shouldn't have done it. It was bad. Bad us.
Makes you guys so excited
Oh, hold on. Take 2.
about Pride Month?
Well, obviously, queerness, gayness, and being fabulous in general, and celebrating everybody's diversity is very important in New York City. It's very important to a lot of people who live here, and this month means a big fucking deal to us.
And when did you realize that you were gay or queer?
I'm straight.
What makes you guys?
She's straight. She's doing all of this for us, but she's straight. Look at the hair, look at the clothes, look at the everything everywhere. She's doing all of this for us, but she's straight. She has no idea what being gay means.
Or the experience.
Right. It's crazy. They're
It's
all out
an
here.
ally for sexual orientation. It's weird. Like I've always said that. Like, I mean, I don't know. I've never been a pride person. I think pride is a sin. So I mean, I associate that word with, not something God would have me do, but definitely not in the concept like text of which it is now. Like, you know what I mean? It was like back in the day, it was a march. Like, people were dressed decent. They wanted to be able to move about freely without, being persecuted. Now that that is what it is today, it's always more. And now it's like, we should be able to show our body parts and do whatever it is that we want to do on any given, like, anywhere, you know what I mean? And it's just gone too far. And now, like, it's like, oh, you have to celebrate this or you're homophobic. No, I might not agree with it, and that's okay. Just like you think it's okay to do what it is that you're doing as long as you're not harming anyone else. But it never goes both ways with them.
I wonder what we did, and by we, I don't mean me, because I didn't, but I wonder what it was that happened that, like, God, are like these people feel like they have to speak for us or help us, or I think Sevon said it best this morning. We're not less than. We haven't been less than in a very long time, and
My,
it's just aggravating when they feel like you don't have to. You don't have to do all this stuff for us. We're okay.
they do that with any, minority, period. It doesn't really matter. It's like they're like Captain Save-A-Ho. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
couldn't possibly be your best you without my assistance. Yeah. So I'm giving you privilege, that I get to help you get to where you want to go. Yeah.
It's freaking crazy. It's so amazing, and it to me now, it wouldn't have been amazing to me, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It's amazing to me now that they don't see it. You don't see that they look down on you. You don't see that they think that you're incapable of taking care of yourself or that you have, like, the rights that you have. It's unbelievable to me that they don't see it or that they're pandering to you. I don't get it.
Well, because then that would make them have to do something. Like without their assistance, right? Like they couldn't possibly move forward.
Yeah.
Only if they took action and did something for themselves. Like I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like, oh, give us, these hormones and give us these sex change. Like, who's paying for all this stuff? I
Right.
mean, I mean,
Yeah, for sure. We are.
who's paying
Yeah.
for it? And that's where I don't know. Like, there could be other that money could be used to help people with like actually real issues, like these people, or take that money that you're doing that and put it towards mental health, like and help them that way. Why is it like a physical, you have to physically change them in order to make them the only disease in the whole entire world that you have to mutilate yourself in order to get better? That doesn't even make sense. Like if
Yeah.
there's no other like disease that you have to do that with, like maybe like you've gone about it wrong.
We've gone too far. We've gone too
Right.
far. But didn't how do I ask this question?
It's okay. You can ask the question.
No,
it's
it's
fine.
just for us to have rights, for gay people to have rights, like, didn't we need straight people to be on our side? Didn't we need people to stand up? Didn't we need people to say, like, let's just get together and support each other? Or do you feel like that narrative is a little bit blown out of proportion now, where it's like this big, huge gesture versus just saying, like, do you get what I'm trying to say? You get what I'm
I
saying?
mean, well, I mean, you think about it. It's like, don't you think that uh, in slavery was black people? They needed white people to help them, right?
Yeah.
And and same thing with gays, same thing with any minority group.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when that group that's helping them oversteps, I'm not saying people, all allies overstep. However, it's like, look, none of that could have happened unless I supported it and
So
I
you
helped
feel
with
like
it.
it becomes
Like
about the person, like
more than
validating
it is,
that person, more than
right.
it is actually the support and the community and coming together and whatever. So the narrative now has changed from everybody, like, leave people alone, let's all just mingle, let's all just be in the same. But now it's coming to that point where it's like validate me
Yep.
Yeah. They
Look
so
don't.
what
that
I
I
did for you. Look what I did
okay,
for
yeah,
you.
okay.
You know what I
Yeah. They
mean?
don't
Like
really.
I marched right along with you. Like, why aren't you recognizing me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They don't really care about what actually happens to us, because if they did, they would recognize that we're fine. Like, we're fine. We haven't needed
Mm.
anything in a minute, and we don't need anything now. Everything would be fine for the future. We were fine. We were fine.
Because that's the question that we see a lot, and I'm not sure if anybody's been able to answer it, is, what else is missing? What rights don't we all have right now? Like, are we missing something? But none of them and none of the allies can actually answer that question.
Yeah. They have no
Well,
idea what it is that they're fighting for.
well, at the end of the day, I think that a lot of like people, like as generations go on and on and on, right? They feel the need to fight for something.
Mhm.
And it gets to a point where you have to move on to another social justice cause because, I mean, right? Eventually, you would have to meet your mark at some point. You know what I mean? And after a generation or two has passed, gay people they don't need to be marching down the street. They have everything that is that they want. However, there's always more. And until people realize that, like, okay, I understand that you're kind of okay with what's going on right now, but will there ever come a day where you actually have like a line in the sand that you can't cross? And
Yeah.
understand eventually you'll have to make that decision. And some people don't want to think about that sacrifice, like what that really means. And I'm going to tell you is I would draw my line in the sand a lot sooner than most people, because I want to be prepared for when it gets really bad. And that's the truth. And like kind of like building like a spiritual callus on you on some kind of level to protect you from what's going to happen eventually. I mean, because it's always more. And it's only ignorant to think that, oh no, like it'll be okay. All right, if you say so. Like, I'll let you live however you want to live. I give you this information. Take it or leave it, right?
Let me say hello. Hey, Kenneth. Hey, August. Hey, Odd. Bruce Wayne. Yo, what's up? August. Is that cultural appropriation? The straight lady? No.
Yeah.
I
I
we
mean, that would
kinda-
be,
yeah,
that would
yeah.
be considered it. Like, it's just a
Yeah.
funny way to put it, around.
I just feel like I think I still in my mind, it's funny to me that straight people would want to appropriate gayness because it's I don't know. Uh, that's a weird one, but okay, sure. I mean, I guess would they do that the same reason they appropriate black culture or whatever? You think it's fun
But
or
even
interesting
so,
or
like
like
they're celebrating it. Like if somebody was acting like me, I would think I was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, so it's all in how you take it. Like, I mean, it's
I
none of
don't
my
care.
business. Like, it's none of my
Yeah,
business what other people do. But I would definitely feel like it was like that y'all are like whatever it is about me to act and try and dress up like me. That's the truth. Like, that
and I
is
don't know how
really, like, I don't know where you got it, where it's like offensive. Like, at this point, you just want to be offended. That's it.
yeah,
Like,
I
instead
just
of
think it's
being like,
funny.
oh, wow, that's pretty, or oh, wow, that's amazing that you're doing that. Like, they would rather tear you down and make you seem like you're some horrible monster. Sorry.
I just think it's funny that in order to culturally appropriate us, they have to have blue hair, they have to have weird piercings. They like their like vision of us is weird.
Oh, yeah.
The majority of us are not we don't paint our face. It's not yeah, sure, we might have tattoos or we cut our hair a certain way. Sure, there's stereotypes, but they're taking these stereotypes to a whole new level that I definitely don't. I've never seen. I didn't. Yeah, I colored my hair blonde to look like Justin Timberlake, but that's
I
pretty
have blue
much
hair, though.
yeah.
I
I
really,
had every single color you could imagine in my hair.
so I mean, I can see like, but
Weird.
that here's the thing is like even with men trying to act like women, like they do certain things that they think quote unquote all women do. Like maybe frolic through the yard in a dress. You know what I mean? Like I think that's the same thing of appropriating the gayness would be like these are some of the things that we see gay people do, and so we automatically think that all gay people look like that or act like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, odd 0-star lesbian here. Good for you, girl. It's way easier that way. Bruce Wayne, yo, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you for hanging out with us. Jan Clark, awesome, very cool. Yeah, I hate the whole Jan Clark. I hate the whole
Blue
well,
hair thing.
I hate the whole blue hair thing. I dyed my hair pink, etc. all the time as a straight man. It used to be cool. All of a sudden, it's not. Now that everybody's doing it, it's
It
like
used to be rock and roll. Like
yeah,
that used to
y-
be what
you know,
men did when they
it
were
was fun. It
like
was a good time.
it wasn't a thing until it became a thing.
But okay, we don't have you for long. I know that. I want to get this reel in before you leave, because this to me was for Pride Month. I didn't get it, but I'm gonna show it to you.
Wow.
And this is all about pride. It's a drag queen talking to you and telling you what who supported the LGBT blah 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 whatever. So
isn't brought to you by Target or Verizon or Peloton. We love Peloton. Pride is brought to you by drag queens and trans people who stood up to the police because they were tired.
So drag queens and trans people are the only ones that stood up to police. They're the only ones that brought you pride. That was it. That's pretty much what's coming out of her mouth right now. Pause.
Of being brutalized and beaten. Pride is brought to you by queer women who stayed by the bedsides of gay men while the AIDS crisis ripped through the gay community.
Okay, that's queer women who stood by their men while they were going through the AIDS crisis. What? So then in my mind, that means that it was gay men or drag queens, or it wasn't women. It wasn't lesbians. He has yet to say lesbians. He is yet to say any of that. He's just saying queer women. So to me, in my mind, that means that not women were standing by the bedsides. Right. Bruce Wayne. Right. That's what I want to talk about. That's what please define that for me. Yes. We're about to try to do that right now. Cause for me,
Non-men.
Right. Non-men.
Non-men. No.
Oh.
Non-men.
Okay.
That's how they go about saying men that are women. Is that they're non-man and non-women. Like that, I don't know if you've ever seen that one reel of mine where she's like, pretty much that trans women, can be lesbians, and I say it's a long way around being straight, and she says a non-man that loves a non-man. And it's,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like they tried to manipulate the words, so that way you're always like confused.
So far they haven't said, sure, the drag queen hasn't said women or lesbians at all have stood by the the LGBTQ blah 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 blah. And yes, Bruce, I also don't speak LGBT whatever this is. So
So what is the definition of a queer woman?
not a woman. Not a woman. Because the drag queen has said queer women and trans and gay men, basically. So not a woman.
It's all about the men.
Yeah, that's literally, yes, that was exactly where I was going. It's all about men.
And once again, how is that not considered, what do they call it?
Misogynistic,
yes.
Male, whatever.
Mhm.
It's just a bunch of dudes that have whatever kind of fetishes they have, whatever that just want to occupy women's spaces. So we're supposed to lump ourselves in with queer women, and we obviously don't. So, but we're supposed to, because those are the only people that have ever stood up for the LGBT community.
Yep.
Even though we just watched a clip of a straight woman being like, we're here and LGBTQ is the most important part. Like we care about them. We love them, blah, blah, blah. But women have never stood up for the LGBTQ. That's pretty much what this drag queen is saying. So when they ask you why they want to be around your kids and why they want to whatever, dude. But here we go. Because again, a woman is not mentioned in this clip.
While the government failed to act, Pride is brought to you by parents who love their queer children unconditionally.
Who love their boys. That's
Mhm.
who love their boys. Who love their queer children does not include women. It includes their boys who happen to be queer.
By doctors and nurses who understand that gender affirming care is crucial to the survival of trans people of all ages. And by
So kids. So
Mhm.
kids,
All ages.
all ages, kids.
activists and allies like you and you and you and you who do not back down in the face of hate and phobia. Can I get a yes, Mama Mara?
Oh God, go away. So yeah, what he's doing is he's thanking doctors, parents who don't give a crap and will just be like, here, I'll put my kid on hormones, men, and that's it.
Send me that video.
Oh, you want to make a Stitch? For sure.
awesome.
Classic movie background. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it is. And it yeah. Wait, there's Bruce Wayne. What's the difference between queer and gay?
Queer is odd. It's weird.
It means weird.
That's
Yeah.
that's literally what it means. And gay means like happy.
Gay-
Actually,
Gay
I mean,
means
if
happy.
we're being technical here, you notice how they always change verbiage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll have like one word, and then like a few years later, they'll add, "Oh, but it could also be used for this, and it can also be used for this." You know what I mean? To make it confusing.
But gay would be like a sexual identity. It's who you like to sleep with, legitimately. Queer is whatever the freak you feel like. Jan Clark, I'm queer then. Yes. If you feel like saying you're queer, you can say you're queer. But it's queer is an oddball. I'm an oddball. I could say I'm queer, but I don't, because it's gay equals happy. Yeah. I said this the other day. The word dyke equals damn. It's a damn. Like it's whatever. If Jan is queer, I'm queer. Sean Lenderman. Hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, queer. They just took the word. That's all that happened, is they took the word. But it's just a group of men that want to push women out and just have everything. That's what that was for me. And him sitting there being like, Pride Month, Pride Month, Pride Month. We're proud. We're proud. Like,
So wait, I'm hold on. I'm so confused.
yeah,
wait.
it is.
So it used to be very straightforward. Gay was two men, lesbian was two women, bisexual was you have your choice. It used to be as straightforward as possible.
Yeah, straight
Right,
forward.
straight,
Yes.
like to the point.
Yes.
Like, it is so confusing. It is so confusing. Every part of the alphabet is confusing now because you can't say woman because now we have no definition.
Bisexuals are greedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I 100% agree with that.
I'm so confused.
That's the whole point. Once
This is what they want to teach to our kids. It's so confusing. It's so confusing.
So that way you can have a victim mentality.
Shout out Vindicate.
But that's what they want you to be confused. That's it. They want you to be confused. They want you to think like, hey, it's okay. I'm gonna take my kids to this. And look, whatever you want to do with your kids,
well, hold on. I wanted to bring this up. So y'all were talking about pride.
Uh-oh.
Baby, I sent this to you, but you didn't play it. Did you see this?
Apparently,
ahead.
a hotel in Disney Springs had this little contraption outside their venue, and they said it was a decoration for a private event that was happening inside the hotel. I have a question for you guys. What kind of event you think's happening in that hotel?
Yeah. Anyone want to answer that?
Yeah, if you see that bear out there with that ball gag, what's happening in that hotel?
Right.
Do
Well,
you think they're playing
it-
Scrabble?
Go ahead.
oh no, I made a video about this. This happened in Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like by
and,
Disney Orlando?
yeah, it was actually Disney Springs. So
Right.
even though it wasn't a quote unquote Disney hotel, it is like, you know, one of those hotels that people are using to, you know, travel to Disney World. Most definitely. And there were people that were driving by and reporting this, you know, saying that, you know, you should take it down, like this is inappropriate. But they, you know, said that they'd keep it up throughout the weekend because they were having a, you know, event that involved ball gags and bears and bondage.
There is nothing.
Very appropriate.
Well, that's the thing. The biggest. Oh my God. There's nothing left to the imagination anymore. Nothing. Zero. There is no fantasy left unturned. Like everybody can see exactly what this is. And yeah.
But that's the thing. Look, do whatever you want with your kids. I don't want my kids there, so I'm not going to bring my kid there because I don't want him there. I don't want him to see that. I feel like he needs to grow up in the way that he needs to grow up. I don't want to take that right away from any other parent, and I don't want any other parent to take that right away from me. So it's, you know what I mean? But that's what they want to do is they want to take that right away from you to be able to say like, no, I don't feel like he needs to see that. I don't feel like he needs to go to that. I don't feel like he needs to accept that if he doesn't want to accept that.
I also feel like establishments, like restaurants and venues and theme parks and whatever, they're not allowed to have basic rules for their own establishment. Like everything needs to be accepted. Everything needs to be like green lighted. Like you can do what you want. There's no basic rules anymore of like,
Well, that's marketing. So you market towards, you know, a client base that will buy into that. And I mean, just for like, you know, the LBGT month, you know, everybody is gay or everybody's an ally. And there's gay everything, you know, there's gay Captain Crunch, gay Captain, or, you know,
Yeah.
like gay everything. I mean, there's nothing that's not gay, right?
Right.
And it's for money. It isn't because they actually support gay people. And at that, like a lot of this stuff is just like making this community look like sexual deviants rather than human beings that just want to live their life and, you know, and not be persecuted for their sexual orientation. Like nobody needs to know what you're doing. Like, you know, back in the day, like that kink and that bondage, that was kind of like a shameful thing. Nobody was broadcasting it. Like this was something that they were going to, you know, maybe like some dark underground clubs. Like, but now it's like you accept gay people, you have to accept everything else. That's
Right.
the problem. It's like you can't just let one set of people in because at that point then they all want in. And that's what it's come to because nobody's standing up. I'm not saying that we didn't need to have our rights, of course. However, what, you know, who's to say? Like that's why they are slowly integrating everything in one large group. Once again, that umbrella to cover pedophilia. I 100% believe that. Look
Me
at
too.
Maryland. We just talked about it.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I mean, any person of authority that like, you know, Girls and Boys Club, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts,
TikTok freaking community.
LBGT communities, any like baseball, church, anywhere. They're all over the place. That's why we need to talk about it.
Just talk about this right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dude from yeah.
I mean, he openly admitted, I forgot the other, I might have the other one too that I initially sent you, but he literally was like, the person I was talking to said that they liked it. I mean, and the guy read,
I
the guy
didn't
that caught him, like, read these text messages.
I
that
didn't
this
read them.
guy-
They were too
You
gross.
should
Ugh.
you should play that.
play.
Do you have it?
Yeah, play. Go ahead, play.
I'll play yours.
No, not mine.
The other
play
one?
Yeah.
Let me see if I have the other one. No, I thought I
They're
sent
just
it to
too
you.
comfortable with kids. Like if you wanted to go to a pride parade back in the day, back in the 80s when they were actually marching, back in the early 90s when they were actually marching, I might have taken my kid to that. But this now,
But there
like,
was
I'm not-
no kids. I can guarantee you there was no kids
no,
there.
there wasn't, because it was dangerous.
Right.
It was dangerous. You didn't know what was going to happen to you if you
You
marched.
still
back
don't
then.
know. You
But
still
now-
don't
right.
know.
And now, even if nothing happens to you, your kids are going to see some dude shaking their ass in chaps. Like, it's,
Well, not even body parts.
yeah, everywhere.
But like, I mean, we took photos of these
don't
guys
remember.
running around, nothing on.
Wrestlers were there. Oh, Jan Clark. I'll get into to Vince McMahon in a second.
Mhm.
The world is already confusing. Yeah. It's confusing for us. You're sitting here seeing us being confused as fuck, and you want us to like have our kids try to figure this out. There's no way.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, there was one picture where this little kid is holding a dick with balls as like a stuffed animal. Like,
Crazy. Yeah. Don't ask me.
Well, ooh.
You want to do?
Well, hold on. That's a big question. I'm not sure if I should ask that.
No, ask
question.
it.
I guess
do
so.
it.
Adults are getting arrested for child pornography, all that type of stuff. But adults are allowed to walk around publicly without anything on. Some essentially touching or participating in sexual acts in public for this month particularly. And there's no action.
They can't because it's pride. They can't because LGBTQ is protected. That's why they say the rights of the individual versus the rights of the group. The group has more rights, and so they're not going to.
Even though it's literally the same thing that adults are getting arrested for.
The rights of
Well,
the group is important.
Well, I will tell you, one of the difficulties they have in Ohio is the legislation. It's not against the law for you to go like nude, or I think it's topless. I don't know which one it is. Something to that effect where, you know what I mean? Like, it's only like you breaking the law if you like touch somebody. You know what I mean? You would actually have to actively, do something to that individual while you were, not dressed, versus like if you were out in the park with your kid and you're calling the police and going, this person's, just out here, butt ass naked. Like, they'd be like, well, they're not breaking the law because there is no law. No, like a lot of people like think that there would be a law, but maybe sometimes people don't think about these things because it seems so outrageous. Like, why would we make a law about it?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
well, I guess it's
and then
the same
there's,
Go ahead.
well, I mean, they even have laws like in Georgia, like that you can't tie your giraffe to a power pole.
That's an actual law.
Like I think I remember,
law, but they don't have a law for kids. That's awesome.
Right. You know what I mean? So it's all about legislation. That's why it's important for us to get involved. My mom's like, that's why you have representatives of the state. I was like, absolutely. But you don't think that sometimes these people can get bought and do things that maybe the people aren't very satisfied with? That's why you got to keep everyone in check, and we got to work together. There can't just be me that enjoys like getting involved with legislation. You know what I mean? And I don't have an education in this. I want to, I want to go to law school, but until then, like, let me learn the most, from the situations that I'm given. You know what I mean? The opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Girl crazy. Hey, thank you. We're gonna let you go. We're gonna talk about some dumbass shit at this point, just because we haven't gotten a chance. It's been a long week, but thank you. I wanted to touch. No, let me not say the word touch. Let me not at all say that.
Choose your words carefully.
But to kind of, yeah, for real, to kind of end Pride Month, we're getting to the end soon. Hopefully, it'll just kind of like fizzle
Well, maybe
out.
next Sunday we can jump on again together.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's end Pride Month because there's a ton of just ridiculous shit that's come out of it. I know I've seen it, but yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna try to get Mercedes back on. She's on a fishing trip right now, but yeah, let's do it all. Let's get it. I like it. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Bye, girl.
Appreciate
Let's see you next time.
Bye.
All right. What do we want to? Let me answer some things. Sean Lenderman. White liberals are dying for acceptance, taking their kids to see naked adults. Yeah.
Well, what I was gonna say though, is it the same concept of we used to have like nude beaches where it was like posted, where like this is gonna be a nude beach, blah 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 blah, and adults could go there, and then if you chose to bring your kids, like that's your own choice. But now it's like every single beach that you go on, like more and more, I'll speak women like don't have their tops on. You know what I mean? Like, or
that's
like
different. They're sectioned off or whatever. Pride is like it's in your face. It's in the major parts of the cities. You can't drive anywhere. You can't get to work. You can't.
yeah.
It's just in your face all the time. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a choice if you want to bring your kid there or not bring your kid there.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, the thing is, like, I'm not saying like let's put all these restrictions on what women wear, but what men wear. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's this whole argument about leggings are not appropriate and crop tops aren't appropriate, and this, that, and whatever. But I just feel like
the problem.
I don't know. Maybe it's hard for me to understand in some ways because I wouldn't do that.
The problem is they're making legislation that if you don't do it, you're not affirming your kid's gender, and they can take your kid away. They can keep things from you as a parent while your kid's in school. They're making all these rules where they don't have to tell you shit, and they can just go do it for you. And that I think is unfair. Like hey, as a parent, if you want to take your kid to go do some shit that I wouldn't take my kid to go do, whatever, just don't make it so that I don't have the ability to make the decision.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And so when Sean Lenderman says white liberals are dying for acceptance, taking their, I think a lot of the parents that are out there running around right now, like, hey, I have to get my kid affirmed. I have to do all this stuff for my kid. I have to show I'm an ally. I have to do all these things. I think they're doing it to a little bit for attention, and B, a little bit to not get canceled or not get, whatever, that sort of thing. That's what
yeah. I mean, I just
Sean Lenderman, peer pressure to be a progressive. Yeah, for sure.
Again, I'm not saying like if as a parent you do what you want, but for us, for me, it's more like it almost in the same way feels like having like a Playboy magazine and just giving it to our kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to, he's 7. I don't think it's appropriate for him to see something like that. Am I saying he's never going to see something like that? No, of course not.
He's going to see it.
He's going to see it. But what I'm saying is that I think that there is age appropriateness for learning about sex. Like there just is, you know what I mean? Some kids find out more faster than others. I mean, I grew up, I was I was surrounded by older cousins and stuff like that, you know, so I saw things earlier than I probably should have. You know what I mean?
I'm
And it's
fine with that as long as it's your peer group. As long as it's not adults showing it to you.
yeah, because I think it comes from a different place. The message is different when it's coming from another child that might be a little bit older than you that doesn't really understand
Yeah.
versus an adult. But also too, we say that adults should understand, but not all adults do though.
What?
Like think that that's okay or not okay.
Oh, that's weirdos.
You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you yeah,
That's
I don't know.
that's weirdos.
I don't know. This whole thing is so confusing.
I know. Kenneth DeLapp, when I was in Vegas, they had a huge pride parade every year. It seemed like more straight people went than anything else for some reason. Yeah. They want to be allies and they want to feel like they're helping. And I too think it's the guise of you feel like you are helping, but you're not helping.
So you don't look at it as the same way as like our swag, for instance. Like you're wearing Vindicate's shirt. You're supporting him. You're
Yeah.
like, hey, I got your back. I wear your merch. I think it's great. Let's get more eyes on it. Again, like we always say, swag is the biggest marketing tool you possibly can have. You look around, you see what people are wearing, you ask them questions, and they order it. What you're saying and what Jana was saying is that it's not the same thing when like in that video that woman did it. Cause I think that's the hard part for me to like.
Well, the woman that was like, hey, I'm here for gay people and I'm straight.
Yeah. And she chose to deck out in the same in rainbow and all this type of stuff to show support. Do you feel like, so what you're saying is that it's not the same?
I don't think so. I feel like when I wear Vindicate or when I wear, I mean, it's all Vindicate stuff, but when I wear,
Street
whatever,
yeah.
when I wear that stuff, I'm actually supporting them. I actually care. I actually want to do something. I don't feel like that woman trying to like be gay, even though she's not gay, is helping.
Mm-hmm.
It's not helping.
Mm-hmm.
She's just doing and does she even know if that's really her? Is that really her thing? Or is she just doing it because she wants to be a part of a movement that she thinks is good? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does she even know who she really is?
Mm-hmm.
Would she look like that if she knew who she really was and what
You're saying that you feel like it's changed. It's changed like over time.
It's not you wear what you want because you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I have literally always dressed like this from being in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Always dressed like this. Always railed against dresses. Always railed against, regular shoes. I just wanted to be in sneakers all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've always railed against that. That was always just me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you see me in a dress or you see me in something else, it's because I was trying to be something I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just stopped doing it because it's like, that's not me. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do that. I'm not comfortable that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that woman in that video was actually comfortable.
And coming from a sincere place.
Right. And
yeah.
coming from a place of like, hey, that's me. I wonder
Yeah.
what she looked like before she found the
Yeah.
LGBTQ movement
Mm-hmm.
and what her life was like before she found this movement and decided to go all in and full send.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenneth DeLapp. I support the current thing. Yeah, I would say that's I've been like this since the late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna wear what I like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what else? There was something else I wanted to social credit. I support the current thing versus I support something I understand, respect, yeah, and want to see succeed for sure. Oh, the Vince McMahon thing. Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. If you there was a really awesome interview on Flagrant with Andrew Schultz. It's I forget his name. It's the most recent one that he's got out, and they talk a lot about Vince McMahon, how the WWE was run. There's a whole bunch of stories coming out about that. The number one thing that I think I saw in that interview If you find it, yeah, it's the most recent one. Dude, he this goes to my theory that people that are just billionaires and powerful and yeah, Vince Gay. What's his name? Chael Kale Sonnen. He's about to yeah, shoot. He's about to fight Silva in a W or in a MMA match for in a private audience. Yeah, that dude. Um and he was talking about because he's been in that world, he's been in the WWE world and whatnot. And it goes back to my thought process that people who are just billionaires and have all that power and all that, you know, they don't have anything else to do other than make people succumb to their power and just
Mhm.
see how far they can go with getting people to do what they want them to do. And so you can watch it. There's a whole like 40 or 30-minute part of that episode that they talk about how, he apparently allegedly banged Shawn Michaels and banged shoot, what was that guy? Damn. What was Slick Rick? Rick Rude. Rick Rude. He banged like I mean, it just was a debauchery of things where they had control over the wrestlers. And if the wrestlers wanted to be like higher up in the organization and be on air, they had to do what Vince McMahon wanted. Oh, you think Triple H? Really? Really? Well, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Triple H was pretty though. I would bang Shawn Michaels. Yeah, that's the one dude I was like, yeah, okay. Razor Ramon was the other one
I think
that
I
was
said Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate
Too.
Warrior also was mentioned in it. Just ruin anyone but Stone
Stone
Cold.
Cold.
Yeah, I really highly doubt Stone Cold was one of the ones, but
I say Taylor Self looks like Stone Cold.
he kind of does look
He
like
trims
Stone Cold.
his
Yeah.
stash a little bit or whatever. Some of the pictures or some are like the views of him on Kill Taylor definitely looks like Stone Cold. Do you think also too it is the culture of I'm not saying that it's not one side.
Definitely sounds like P. Diddy. Yeah, the exact
Yeah.
same thing as Diddy. Yeah, for sure.
Do you also think that part of it is the narrative that strong, successful, masculine men can't be gay and they can't show themselves as being gay, so they have to hide behind a persona of being strong and powerful and straight and all these things because culture doesn't look at strong, masculine, intelligent boss men
I
as being
don't
able to be
think
gay? I mean, I didn't watch that with you, but I'm just saying because
Vince McMahon, I would have clocked as gay immediately. Like I've always kind of thought Vince McMahon was gay. If you asked me about Shawn Michaels or if you asked me about, Razor Ramon or Ultimate Warrior, I would never have said that. So what are you doing, dude? We're almost done, bro. Come here. Do you want to say hi? Just say hi.
Hi.
Mhm.
It's giving and
Okay.
there was a thunderstorm last
I know there's gonna be a thunderstorm tonight too. Yeah, we're doing a whole bunch of storms tonight. But Kenneth Lap, that's so strange to me because in the military, strong masculine dudes are cool with acting gay all the time. That's what I feel like that too. I think if you're a strong masculine dude, you don't give a crap. You can mess around um and do whatever, and it doesn't matter to you because you know who you are. I always thought Vince McMahon was just trying to prove he was something that he wasn't. So
Yeah,
it's
and
kind of not surprising to me to hear that he wanted to sleep with his wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, and you also hear a lot of stories
Allegedly.
about
Allegedly.
all of these men in power that get off with the fact that they can get whatever they want or say that they can have whatever they want because they're in that place of power and whatever. That's interesting though, because I thought in the military you would want to keep that Is he saying that acting gay or are gay?
No, he's just saying that like if you're a strong masculine dude, you don't like the way that the dudes mess around and talk shit and whatever and like, oh, I like
smack each other's ass.
yeah,
And
if you're a masculine dude, you don't care about that shit because you know who you are and you don't give a crap.
Mhm.
It's only if you're a closeted gay that if you do that, like there's messed up mental shit happening because you're just pretending to be that guy. You're not actually that guy.
Oh, so that's when you asked
You
the
would
question.
actually rather be wrapped up in some dude's arm somewhere,
Mhm.
but you can't say that you want to be.
It's like when you ask the guys on chat appreciation, like, what's the line? Like, if
Yeah,
you
they-
do this, is this gay? And they're
Yeah.
all like, no, this isn't, whatever. But like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not to them, it's not a thing. So
Well, it's always interesting to me when you see these grown men literally go over and smack each other's ass, but that's not gay. But then you actually have gay men that do that, and then there's an uproar of like, oh my god, they're touching ass, but
yeah, you can see
but
who's
men literally slap each other's ass all the time or try to hit each other in the nuts. Like, I don't know.
you can see who's secure and who's insecure.
It's like a double standard.
You
I
just
think
know.
it is.
You just know.
Yeah.
Like you're more apt to see a straight guy slap another guy in the ass before you see a gay guy slap another because they're afraid to, because they don't want anybody to know they're gay. Whereas
Mhm.
straight guys don't care because they know they're not gay. So skin to skin is the limit. That's what I think. Yeah, I feel like that's the limit too, bro. For sure.
Oh, that's where we draw the line. Okay, thank you for clearing that up for me because I was like, wait, make it make sense. Make it make sense. But yeah.
Yeah, I gotta find some more stuff on that Vince McMahon thing because I feel like it's starting to come out, and so is the Diddy thing is starting to come out too because he just wiped his entire IG clean. Like if you haven't seen that, like all of a sudden if you try to go to Diddy's IG, it's just wiped clean. So
All I'm saying and all I'm seeing in so many different ways in the industry, the entertainment industry, I guess you could say, Hollywood, actresses, musicians, wrestling, and all that type of stuff. Like, you got to pay a really big price to be that famous. And
Yeah.
so many people have to experience something that is absolutely traumatic just to get there, just to make it,
For
to,
sure.
you know, get themselves out of poverty, get their family something, do something bigger. It's their dream to be an actress. It's their dream to be a wrestler, all of these things. And you see so many of them experience so many things. I mean, all the rival stuff that we watch all the time, and you just see these men just, drug addicts and feel like they have no place, and, all these things. Like it's almost like what really is the price to pay to be that famous.
Yeah.
And are you willing to go there? And are you willing to do it? Where it might start off as love, it might start off as just something that, they want to do. It's been their dream to do it and whatever, but you hear more stories than not. And I don't know if it's because there's always a bigger highlight on, the negativity of so many things. And there's not too many times where we can highlight the positives and the, people just making it and not having to go through awful experiences and traumas and stuff like that. But it just feels like that there's such a big price to pay for fame. And it's really the question of if you want to do that, if that's the life that you really want to live. And it's sad to see that because, success is different for everybody. And, nobody deserves to have to go through something so traumatic just to do what they love, which, so it's kind of sad to think about it for the price that you'll actually pay to be that wealthy and be that famous.
yeah, for sure.
You give up everything. I mean, you can't walk down the street. You can't sit in a restaurant by yourself or with your family without people coming up to you. Like there's this expectation, I guess, or like expectation that like you owe everybody everything and you're
Yeah.
giving up everything for it,
That's the thing with Twitch too. I mean, I don't want to bring that up too much, but or maybe I already have brought it up, but I do. I think there's we're losing a lot of celebrities. I feel like people are starting to run and hide now and whatnot, and it's weird. But I think kind of said it. I think it's all gonna come out. It can't not come out. So
No, it always does. It
Yeah.
always does, whether it comes out in a big bang or it literally comes out little piece by little piece. Like I think it always does. And it's Tough.
All right. Well, right now we're trying to absolutely love bomb Souza. So if anybody wants to love bomb Souza for us, we're trying to get Souza to come hang out with us. He kind of said, "Yeah, let's do it," but I'm just trying to love bomb him to death at this point. And then hopefully there's a couple more that I'm trying to love bomb. But right now, the attention and the love and the touching skin to skin is with Souza. So,
And my good friend Trish, she owns
Yeah,
Babylon CrossFit on Long Island here.
yeah, we rescheduled her for this Thursday, so that'll
Yep,
be fun
and
too.
talk all things mom. She has a program, Fitness Through Motherhood, and just being a mom and a business owner and what's it like. And so, yeah, so it'll be cool.
And then after we love bomb Souza to death when Caleb gets out of whatever mobile home he is running through and having to babysit Sevon with his broken voice right now, which I totally understand because I definitely had one too. But we're gonna try to love bomb Caleb as well. So that's it, and we'll see you all this week. It'll be fun, busy week, lots of people. Let's get it.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Always. Deuces.
I got it.